Toronto. Hey, give it up! So tell us about No Pets Allowed.
No Pets Allowed is bloody, lots of boobs, a whole lot of what the fuck. I mean, I can't really explain what it's about because it would spoil the whole movie. So.
A lot of boobs, that's all we need to know.
This is one of my cast members, Siobhan. She actually lives in Toronto, so she came here for support for me.
I've been told I have to do an interpretive dance to describe the film that you are about to see. I think you don't need to see that. I just really wanted to say it's been a pleasure. I've actually worked with Nadine on 2 films, and she's a great filmmaker, and I can't wait to see what she's doing next. So I really hope you enjoy this.
Thank you. Enjoy.
Oh, can I give you big part of Blood in the Snow is all the filmmakers get the special bloody button. So wear this with pride. All right. And we'll have a Q&A for Teddy Bomb after the feature. Have fun. So, tell us about the journey of Teddy Bomb. I get the feeling it took a while to get here.
Yeah. Do you guys want like the
3-hour version? I'll wait for people to ask questions. Teddy Bomb was a movie that we ended up making because I wrote another script called Bloody Hipsters, and it was a slasher movie that we were supposed to make. And we were supposed to get money, and it fell out at the last second. So me and Christian Murdoch, the guy who stars in that movie, and I'm going to say, he's never going to act again. He is not an actor, and he just happened to be in the room when I was like, okay, we can't make this slasher movie. We need to make another movie. What should we do? And he's like, how about a chase film? Yeah, a chase film. That's going to be awesome. Why is the guy being chased? He has something, something important, a hook, like the cure for cancer. No, wait, that's really dark. Let's not do the cure for cancer. What if it's a bomb? A bomb. Okay. What should the bomb do? What if it talks, like in John Carpenter's Dark Star? That would be awesome. No, that's dumb. Let's not do that. And Christian was like, that's dumb. And I agreed with him, went to the bathroom, and the way he said it, the door burst open 3 minutes later, and I went, no, talking bomb, that's what it's gonna be, it's awesome. And he was like, okay. And it was just me and a bunch of friends. We had, as you can see, no resources and no money, and we just went out there and did it. I don't know, like I must have been high or drunk for like 3 months when I wrote that script, because I'm like, yeah, it shoots in Toronto, there'll be a warehouse climax. All the scripts that I wrote up to then had warehouse climaxes for some reason, even though we didn't have a warehouse. I was like, we'll find one. You know, there's tons of abandoned warehouses, right? And yeah, it took a long time, and I won't say exactly how long, but because what happened was we put a rough cut together, and then it just kind of fell through. There was a bunch of problems that came up, and what ended up happening is me and everyone else that worked on it, what ended up happening was Christian Murdoch finished the movie, and then he went to Japan, and he hasn't really been here since. All the lines in the movie that he says were dubbed in one night, one long night, where he had like a mini stroke, and he couldn't talk after 3 hours. He'd be like, I don't know, guys. I can't talk. And Peter Koplowski, we're still friends with him. He's still in Toronto. He's just in Vancouver right now. And the girl, Jenny, was my girlfriend at the time. And we broke up before filming was done. She filmed one more scene and said, you can do whatever you want with it. Just go. And my current girlfriend dubbed her. So that's not her voice. And yeah, it's a long story. If anybody has any questions, or if Kelly has any other questions that he wants to ask. That might be the creepiest thing I've ever heard. My girlfriend dubbed my ex-girlfriend. Can you? Oh, that's a whole movie in itself.
We parted on very good terms. She
Apparently.
used other stuff. She shot the scene where she goes like this, like, do you want to play Dungeons and Dragons? After we were dating. We just met in a park and we shot those scenes. She was like, it was nice seeing you. And I was like, it was nice seeing you too. We haven't spoken since. I'm sure she doesn't even know the movie's playing. She's not an actor, she's like a scientist, so she went off and did that in the wilderness, I assume.
Do you have anyone from the film that you want to bring up?
Yeah, anyone that was in the film can come up. I'm not gonna say names because I'm gonna forget someone's gonna be awkward. So like Nate, Adam, come on Adam, Emily, who composed the music and did the voice for Jenny. I don't know, anybody else that wants to come up? If you don't come up, then Pierce. Chris Neff. No, Chris Neff wasn't credited in this. What could he have done?
I have a question for you.
Yes.
How quickly after the film was over
Or did your hair go gray?
My hair's always been gray. I was in the 9th grade and people were like, you got some gray hairs.
I looked at that, it was a lot darker back then, I guess maybe.
I was much skinnier too, much fatter now.
How long ago was this actually shot?
3 years.
3 years.
Basically, real life got in the way, and we were just like, I was in university full time at the time, and Pierce, who was the second crew member, there was no other crew member, was working full time at that time, and just kind of life got in the way. Like I finished university, and then I started working, and people were bugging me like, when is Teddy Bomb going to be done? What ended up happening is everyone saw a rough cut. So it was like there was no suspense anymore that I could be like, don't you guys want to see Teddy Bomb? Like, yeah, we've seen it. It's okay. Does anybody else have any questions or? No questions.
So you dubbed the entire film. Was that an intentional stylistic thing, or is this a technical thing? Oh, gee, we got to dub it all, or? Because it seems intentional. It has that kind of. It just seems to have it works for it, I think.
Yeah, well, I've always been a really big fan of Hong Kong cinema, and they didn't start doing sync sound till like the mid-2000s. It's a weird North American thing where like everything has to be sync sound, but like Italy specifically, because they never shot with real, Japan and Hong Kong, they don't do dubbing. Did I do it on purpose? This is the crew. We didn't have a choice. it was a decision, and we just kind of went with it as it went along, like to give it just like a kind of feel of like, it's fun. It's an exploitation movie, and it does give it that feel. And also because, Emily here had to dub Jenny. Any questions? No questions. Yeah. Yes.
Did Peter come up with the idea that the hat is the source of his power?
No, I did. The original draft of the screenplay was crazy. He got like cut in half and then lit on fire. That was not going to happen. So we had to figure something else out. And for anyone who doesn't know Peter Kaplowski, he wears that hat all the time. Before I knew him and I would go to screenings, it would be like the man in the hat. And that's what he's credited as because he always wears that hat. He swears that one day he's going to go on stage and burn it. So you should ask him about the next time he does that.
Probably has a spare.
You know what? He does. He does have a spare. I think he had 3 in case anything happens. I can't see. Any questions? Yes?
Yeah, for the martial arts, or it was all about, like whatever, did you guys actually, like, where did that come from? Is that just 2 friends?
None of us know martial arts.
I'm trying to say, yeah.
The first love before cinema was martial arts.
Yeah, martial arts. I don't know why I got it in my head that I'm like, we can have some fighting in the movie. Christian, like, when he fights, he's like, if you notice, there's 2 fight scenes. I'm in the movie only because the guy who was supposed to play me, who was a martial artist, and it's the guy that I fight, who has like the nunchucks and stuff, just like the first few like rehearsals we had where we just met to talk about it, he just didn't show up.
No joke, you look legit though. Like,
Oh really?
You
Thank you.
can tell instantly the guy with the nunchucks though. I thought you had been like trained.
No. If you look at this film again, the martial arts, and my brother always makes fun of this because I've been doing this kind of stuff since I was a kid.
Fast cutting, like
Yeah.
Paul Greengrassy, fast cutting.
Is it always starts with people swinging their arms when they come in, and the person doing this. And it fucking hurts. It hurts so much. And you can be like, pull your punch. It doesn't matter. Your arms are going to be all bruised by the end of it. My idea...
It worked.
Thank you. Is that the fights don't last that long? I just wanted to have the idea of a fight. So people can be like, it's action-packed. And it's like 20 seconds of the movie.
But you did some really clever shots, though. I mean, that's what my favorite thing about this film. I love the script and I really love the editing of it. Just the shots of like 1 minute. It's very very clever. You can really you have the thing where you might see like this, and then suddenly Peter's up on the second raft, and you have like a body. Obviously, you had like a body double in the first part.
It was me.
And so it was neat watching it because I was watching it more from, because obviously I've seen it before, so I was watching it much more from a technical point of view, and I was actually really impressed by how they like that, and just like you do all the quick cuts of it to give the impression of a lot more action actually going on, and it's all kind of done with the editing of it. Yeah.
I think that when we approached the film, we knew what we had, which was nothing. So I wanted to go in and be like, I want to give it as much energy and passion as I can, and hopefully people will just get caught up in that as opposed to be like, man, these aren't very good actors. Distract them. Anyone have any questions for these guys? He used to be much younger when he shot the film. A little bit more pimply. She wrote the music, he was in it, and he did any question I can answer, he can answer too, because he was there every day. Any other questions? I can't see. There are no questions.
How many times did Pierce die?
How many times did Pierce die? I don't know. There's a funny story about that, is that Emily started doing a count, and she wrote down, what was it called?
I wrote down Pierce Dirk's death count, and then I only wrote down 1, and I
then
got
he came
sick
over
of
to our
counting,
house.
and he just happened to see that I wrote down Pierce Dirk's death count 1, and thought that I was going to murder him.
That was an awkward dinner. He represents the failure. We were talking about this a few days ago, where I was like, you represent failure in the movie. He's like, yeah, Pierce Dirk's failure.
How much?
Yep. Yeah, I'm not gonna answer that question. Sorry, I heard someone go, so.
The point when you were trying to teach the bear about humor.
Yeah.
What movies are you watching? And like, are you just like quoting random movies and shit? Or, like...
No, well, okay, so I'm doing a really bad Johnny Five imitation, where it's like, I don't know why we started doing it, where it's like, can I have another margarita? We just started like joking about that. There's me doing a really bad Arnold Schwarzenegger impression, where he's like, now I know why you cry. It's really bad. And we're watching the Street Fighter, which may happen to be in public domain. Who knows? And it's a hint of what happens later, because it's a smash on the top of the head, which he uses later when he uses the hat. This film is filled, because like we had nothing, it's filled with little jokes that only a 14-year-old who would watch this movie over and over and over again is. There's like 100 mentions of zombies in the film, because that's what Christian is in the movie. He's a zombie, like he doesn't wake up. That's why they say, that's all boring stuff no one cares about. Except for me, when 20 years later when I watch the movie and I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool. Yes?
It's not a question, it's more an observation. It was nice to see the Westwood Theater from Resident Evil since it's no longer there anymore. So that's why I knew at least the movie's 3 years old.
That's right, and the fact that Sonic Boom has moved locations 3 times since you walked in.
The Westwood was interesting because it's Peter. He's had a dream in his mind. He's like, I always wanted to shoot at the Westwood. And I was like, are we gonna get in trouble if we shoot there? Like, it's abandoned, but it's like a public place. And we went there to shoot, and there's like a police station right across the street. And we were like, oh fuck. And we had like 10 zombies and makeup and stuff like that. We shot for 2 days, no problem at all, guys. Waving guns and swords around, it didn't matter. And then Nate went back to shoot a week later, and within 10 minutes the police were like, you gotta get out of here. You gotta get out of here. So we were really lucky.
We broke into the theater and went up to the roof.
See, you went too far, that's what happened.
Like a friend of mine, because this was when we were forced to be in film groups in film class, like smashed a window. That was like his one job.
Okay, well, that's terrible. But yeah, it's fraught with drama. So you guys have to ask the right questions, and it like unlocks. And then I can explain what happened.
Someone like spray painted like "fuck the police."
It was me. Any other questions? Oh, yep.
Where did Teddy Baum come and where is he now?
Teddy Baum came to life in a dollar store. And we bought a bunch of them. And we still have some of them. We may have one with us right now, if anyone wants to take a photo. I was going to give some away. The idea was I was going to buy like 30 teddies, and it could be like, everyone can have one. Dollar stores don't have them anymore. They had a whole, we probably bought them all, and they're like, Yeah, they don't need them anymore. If you watch the movie again, because they were made in Taiwan, all the teddy bears have like different faces. There's like smushed in teddy bear. There's like smiling teddy bear. There's we made one with a wireframe so he would stay like this all the time. So yeah, he's currently in my closet under a bunch of other stuffed animals. It's weird. Yeah. What we learned, if you get them all bloody and you run them under cold water, it comes right out. So, if anyone, yeah, I can cuddle with them. Like, I will never cuddle with that bear. I just look at it and I'm like, fuck you. I hate you.
So when you sleep with it at night, do you hear Chris Nash's voice in your head?
The guy who voiced the bear is famous filmmaker Chris Nash, who's in ABC's of Death too. And the way that came about is that Peter Kaplowski did the voice of the bear in the Rough Cut, and he did like a Hal voice. He was like, "Hello, Christian, how is it going?" And we're like, we need someone who's nicer and friendly. Oh, Chris Nash, he has the perfect voice. And so I was worried about the time it was going to take for Chris Nash to do the voice, and he showed up. And we did a few lines, and he, not of cocaine or anything, just a few lines from Teddy Bomb. And it was taking really long, because I was going through and trying to place them. And then Chris Nash said, I gotta go meet my parents. I'll come back later in like 3 hours. So he left, and I wrote up all the lines on my computer. And when he came back, I said, here, say these lines, faster, slower, sadder, happy. And he said all the lines, and he's like, all right, thanks. And that's all we did. So up until now, Chris Nash is in the audience. He had never seen the movie. He's like, I don't even know what I'm saying. Which is funny because like we shoot for so long, it's so hard. And then Chris Nash comes in and just says them in one day. And he gets to star in the movie too. It's always awkward when there's like more people. No one has questions for Lee. She wrote the music.
Also in like the same time it took Chris to...
Yeah. Alright, well, let's throw the mic. Talk about the music that you did for this. And also just your part of this whole, like, you obviously came into it at a later part of it. So,
I
like,
came in so late.
You want dirt, that's what it is.
You came in and be a hero and
Yeah.
You know what? To be completely honest, it was all her. This movie wouldn't be done if it was her.
It was not all me. Let's be real. I just said you should probably wake up and start working on it.
She composed most of the music. Pierce did the rest, and she helped with the sound. The problem is, even if you watch it, you're like, the sound is really bad. It's really hard to do sound.
It's so hard.
When you're by yourself and you're like,
especially if you have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah,
You're just making it up as you go along. But anyway, in terms of music, I wrote it in a week, and then I finished it, and then Justin made me write more, and he's still making me write more. So, when we're at home, he glues my fingers to the piano, and that's how it is done.
Yeah. How do you do it?
So like Kelly said, there will be a movie about the story
The
of that making.
Behind the Teddy Bomb will be like a Lifetime original movie.
Behind the Teddy Bomb.
Behind the Teddy.
That's a different movie.
If you look at, when we got Teddy Bomb, we looked at Urban Dictionary, because of course you have to. Supposedly it's like hanging someone upside down and like throwing poo at them. Sorry, do we have to get going? Or does anyone have any other questions? No?
Oh, right.
Yes.
Teddy Bomb 2?
I did see
Yeah. Well, we made a lot of jokes about Teddy Bomb too, because when you work on something for so long. Sorry.
It's a little about trying to sell it to Asylum. That was a plan.
Oh, Asylum, yeah, when Ted was coming out, we're like, we'll sell it as a Ted ripoff. Yeah, Ted.E, yeah, Ted E Bomb. Ted 2's coming out, so we have strategically. Yeah, the idea is that like a Japanese company will see it and they would be like, "We'll give you money." Christian the Star's already in Tokyo, so it'd be really easy to make.
Christian Murdoch now is like part of a yakuza. He's like
He works in a coffin hotel, and that's not a joke. Well, unless there's anything else, we'll wrap it up.
Why does office need hotels?
Yeah, I don't think there's any other questions.
Okay, all right, well, I want to give you your bloody button. All the filmmakers are in Blood in the Snow get the special bloody button. Congratulations. All right, and that closes for tonight. Tomorrow, we have, there's the last day of it, we have Heinous Acts at 2 p.m., and then we have two different ways of seeing Kingdom Come and Black Mountainside, either at 4 or 6:30, your choice. And then we'll have our closing party tomorrow night with the Bloody Awards at the bar around the corner. So please come back tomorrow, lots of more fun. So thanks a lot. All right.